They said the city had two suns. One rose every morning for everyone to see. The other never rose. It stayed above the clouds, warming only a few. No one talked about the second sun, but everyone lived under its shadow. In the lower streets of the city lived the middle class. People who woke up before the first sun, worked till it disappeared, and still slept with fear in their chest. Fear of bills, fear of sickness, fear of one mistake ruining everything. They believed in hard work because belief was cheaper than truth. In a small rented room lived Arjun. Arjun was not poor. He was not rich. He was something worse. He was replaceable. He paid taxes for roads he never used, healthcare he never received, and dreams that grew more expensive every year. Every night, he told himself the same lie: someday, I will reach the top. Far above the city, behind glass walls and silent guards, lived the elites. They never woke up to alarms. They never feared Mondays. They never asked, what if I lose my job? Because they didn't sell time. They owned it. The elites didn't work harder. They designed the game. They owned the companies that hired Arjun. They owned the banks that trapped him in EMIs. They owned the media that told him, work harder, stay positive. Billionaires are inspirational. One night, the city lost electricity. Darkness swallowed the lower streets. In that darkness, Arjun saw something terrifying. Not monsters, not chaos. Silence. No elite neighborhood lost power. Their lights stayed on. Their generators hummed softly, like calm breathing, while the rest of the city gasped. That night, Arjun understood. The system never breaks for everyone. It breaks selectively. The elites called it market correction. For the middle class, it was called survival. The elites sent their children abroad for education. The middle class sent their children to coaching centers, teaching them how to compete for fewer seats every year. The elites failed and called it experience. The middle class failed and called it life is unfair. Arjun once asked his manager for a raise. The manager smiled and said, "You should be grateful you have a job." That same week, the company announced record profits. The elites celebrated with champagne. The middle class celebrated with instant noodles. Here is the darkest truth. The elites don't hate the middle class. They need them. Someone must pay loans. Someone must fear losing jobs. Someone must stay too busy surviving to ask questions. A tired mind never revolts. Arjun finally understood the second sun. It was not money. It was control. Control over laws, control over prices, control over narratives. They didn't hide the truth. They drowned it in motivation quotes. One day, Arjun stopped dreaming of becoming elite. That was the first rebellion. He stopped believing that suffering was noble. He stopped worshipping billionaires he would never meet. He started asking dangerous questions. Who benefits from my exhaustion? Why is stability a privilege? Why does the ladder keep losing steps? The system is not broken. It is perfectly designed to keep the elite safe and the middle class hopeful. Hope is the strongest cage. And tonight, as you listen to this story, ask yourself, which sun do you live under? Because the scariest truth is not that elites control the world. The scariest truth is most people will defend the system that is slowly crushing them. This story was not meant to scare you. It was meant to wake you up. If you felt uncomfortable, that's because truth rarely feels peaceful. If you felt angry, that means somewhere inside you already knew this. And if you felt silent at the end, that silence is where awareness begins. Remember, not everyone who struggles is lazy. Not everyone who succeeds is smart. And not every system is fair just because it is legal. The world doesn't change when elites become kind. It changes when ordinary people stop mistaking survival for success. So, the next time someone tells you, just work harder, just stay positive, everything is possible, Ask yourself quietly, possible for whom? Thank you for listening. If this story made you think, share it with someone who lives under the same sun as you, because awareness is silent, but it spreads fast.